It's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2020 mid-month general readings. Welcome everyone. I hope that you are doing well, being safe and well, and staying as sane as possible day by day. This reading is for the air sign of Aquarius for the last half of July, so we're looking at the last 2 weeks of July for the air sign of Aquarius. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today and for everything that you have done and continue to do in support of this channel. Your likes, shares, subscribes, donations, just taking the time to watch the videos, subscribe if you can, if you want to. Everything is welcome and appreciated. Thank you so much. So again, this reading is for Aquarius, the last half of July. That's Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising. If your Venus is in Aquarius, if you're cross-watching for an Aquarian, watch all of your signs if you know them: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. General readings always resonate a little differently for everybody, of course. And watching all of your signs can bring in different bits of clarification and insight into what's going on in your life. If any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading or information. You can click on the description link below, click on that little arrow which pulls down info. You'll see my email address there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. And I can usually respond with more info within the same day or the first 24 hours. And I do readings full time. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with your schedule and mine to get readings scheduled in as timely a fashion as possible. So email me if you're interested. We'll go from there. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what the last half of July has in store for you. For those of you who want to know and need to know, I am using Legacy of the Divine Tarot. And if I need to clarify, I'll be using the Gilded Tarot Royale. So, Aquarius, last half of July. Alright, Aquarius, we begin with the Queen of Coins, also known as Pentacles in other decks, Earth energy. We have the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Coins, followed by the Emperor. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy for the last half of July is the Chariot. So, Aquarius, your overall focus is success and moving forward and being ambitious and driven and staying focused on your goal, whatever your goal or goals might be. That's the energy of the Chariot, which is your overall energy for the last half of July. The Chariot is a card that represents winning because you refuse to give up. So this is all about knowing what your goals are, being very specific and assertive and aggressive about that, focusing on your goals, not letting anything get in the way between you and your goals, pulling together everything that you need to, all the resources, people, everything that you need to make things work together in unison and harmony to achieve your goals. It's a card that represents, you might get knocked down 5, 10, 15 times, but you have to keep going because that's how you succeed. It's a card of determination, perseverance, fortitude, willpower, not losing sight of your goals and not allowing anything to stop you or slow you down, because that's how you achieve success. So that's kind of the overall general energy. Now we have, but there's some energy here about, that there's contemplation on what you have invested in something, whatever that something is. It might vary because this is a general reading. We have the Queen of Coins, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It might be you in this situation, or it might be somebody else external who's significant or influential somehow in this situation or relationship for the last half of July. The Queen of Coins is the Queen of Earth because that's the element which governs the suit of coins, which is also known as Pentacles in other decks. So this governs the earthly physical structure of our life. Money, finances, resources, assets, property, job, the things that, long-term relationships, the things that make us feel, rooted and gives us a sense of continuity and security and safety, or the efforts we put into acquiring and maintaining those things. The Queen of Coins is at the top of this because kings and queens have mastered their suit, meaning that they've grown and matured beyond the page energy, the knight energy, and now they have this balanced mastery over the energy of their suit, which for the Queen of Coins is somebody who, is very good at managing the day-to-day aspects of the physical structure of her life, making it look effortless. Money, finance, property, resources, home. She's very capable, very hands-on, very resourceful individual. And what clarifies that is, and again, this might be somebody external who's influential in this situation somehow, or it might be your energy. And what accompanies and clarifies it is the Ten of Cups, which is the happy home card. Tens do represent cycle completion or cycle achievement. And the Ten of Cups is the Ten of Water, which is the element which governs the suit of Cups, which is emotions, emotional landscape, relationships, our feelings. So the Ten of Cups is called the happy home card because it represents kind of being at a place where you feel everything's finally come together in a really beautiful way, particularly where home and family is concerned, whatever that means for you. So it's happy home, happily ever after, marriage, childbirth, blessings, a beautiful achievement, completion, harmonious energy around home and family. And then we have the Seven of Coins, which is sitting right next to the Queen of Coins. The Seven of Coins is a card of contemplation, motives, taking stock, taking inventory, looking at everything that you have invested in this particular crop, whatever it is, and trying to decide, make a decision before you start harvesting based on what you think about taking inventory. Can this crop, can this thing that I've been working on turn into a 10? Should I take what I can and replant it and make some changes next season? Should I harvest what I can and then go and start a completely new crop? It's a card of taking a look at what you have invested in something, and has it been worth it? Do you need to maintain things the way they are? Do you need to make changes? Do you need to just drop it and kind of go to something else? And what accompanies and clarifies that is the Emperor, the traditional patriarch of the tarot. He kind of is in charge and governs all the kings and queens. He has an empire, which is a collection of kingdoms to run. So because of that, if this were a person, it would represent somebody who is probably older, of some seniority and status and decision-making ability, a judge, if it was a courtroom, a CEO, VIP. Somebody who has a pretty big job, and because of that, they have to be very diligent, very structured, very responsible. Sometimes they can be a bit on the controlling, demanding side. It can sometimes represent a father or a father figure. But it also represents needing to kind of keep things in a certain linear fashion, because otherwise, the Emperor lives in a world where all the planes, trains, and buses have to work on time, or society breaks down and there's chaos. So it's about having control and structure over everything. So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Queen of Coins. The Five of Wands, so conflict, competition, perhaps, in the home. Let's clarify the Seven of Coins. Temperance, which is kind of bringing things back into balance, harmonizing, trying to maintain a strong balance and being grounded in the midst of opposite extremes or situations that you can't control. And Justice in the upright right after that. So it could be contemplating whether something is fair or even. Let's clarify this Emperor. Some of you might be trying to make decisions about a father figure, like what's best for the father. Perhaps there's been some conflict or disagreement or something in the home around a father or father figure, and maybe there's some decisions that need to be made about a father, particularly if he's an elderly father. Maybe there's too much conflict and weight and fighting going on in the home, and there's some decisions that need to be made perhaps about the care of an elderly parent. The Queen of Swords, it's a good energy for the Emperor because the Queen of Swords looks at the practicalities and the truths, no matter what her emotions or feelings might be. It's a card about trying to consider what's best and what makes sense on a practical level. The Four of Swords is a card of rest, respite, restoration, feeling tired, worn out, exhausted. Yeah, it feels like, we had the Five of Wands, conflict, maybe conflict around the Queen of, it might be a parental issue. We have the Tower and, that Five of Wands, so an unexpected event, which usually makes something come crashing down. And here's the King of Pentacles right behind it. The King of Pentacles, which is the same as the King of Coins. So it's the Queen of Coins counterpart, her husband or partner counterpart. So it might be, and right behind that King of Pentacles is the Queen of Pentacles. So you have an earth sign couple here, whether they're earth signs or sun, moon, or rising. What it feels like here, regardless of the details and specifics, those are always going to vary in a general reading, Aquarius. It looks like there's conflict inside the home or within the home environment, or it could be the family dynamics. There's some kind of conflict, arguing, competition. It feels kind of old, like it's the same old argument. It might be, I keep seeing this repeating couple, the King and Queen of Coins / Pentacles, and then the Emperor, which can be a father figure. So this might be about a parent, or it might be about a child, or there's some kind of issue here with conflict in the home and kind of circular arguments and disrupting the home and trying to figure out, looking at all the time and effort that you've invested in whatever the situation is or the home itself, and trying to figure out how to proceed because of that. How do I achieve success here? How do I pull everything together so that, I can maintain my balance in this and try and bring things back into balance in a fair and just way. Let's see if we can find out what the source of this conflict is. It feels like for a lot of you that this is in the actual home itself, your immediate family. But for some of you, it might be, it does feel like family. Or people that are like family. Conflict about something, fighting over the same thing, and trying to make decisions on what to do. But also focused on, trying to see what is the right thing to do here? How can I bring things back into balance in a fair and equitable and ethical way? Again, it might be about a child, it might be about parents, it might be about a father. You might be fighting with a child or a spouse or a father, or the child might be fighting there. It's basically about how to resolve this situation. Temperance again at the bottom, definitely balance is needed. The Queen of Pentacles again. I'm trying to take a look at what the conflict is. Justice, perhaps doing the right thing, or it might be a legal situation. The Queen of Swords, the Two of Cups. Two of Pentacles, Six of Swords, healing. The Ten of Cups, happy home again. Somebody being, okay, source of the conflict. It might be with your partner, and I mean, again, I feel like it's home and family, but who it is within that home system or family dynamics is going to vary. For some of you, it might be your partner, it might be a child, it might be an older parent or parents. There's some kind of conflict, and that conflict is centered around the Five of Swords and the Devil. This is like a classic combination of cards for somebody who is very self-oriented. They don't really care, or at least in the moment aren't caring about who they hurt to get what they want. The Devil can imply that it might be addictions, mental health issues, toxic negative relationships. I mean, the Devil, what does addiction really mean? What does imbalance really mean? It means there's too much focus in one area, obsession, which is the nature of addiction, to the point that it causes harm. It's about temptations and vices that we're chained to or return to over and over again, and they in themselves might not be bad, but doing anything to excess leads to toxicity and breakdowns, and it's unhealthy, whether it's drugs and alcohol or some other addiction or mental health issues, or codependent relationship where there's just too much obsessiveness and neediness. This is a card of somebody who it kind of looks like they're a bit out of control. They have some kind of obsession, addiction, attachment thing they're chained to. And in wanting what they want, they'll do whatever they need to do to get to it, regardless of who they hurt in the process. And this is causing conflict within the home. Again, I mean, I can pull clarifying cards for that Devil, and I will, but, this is a general reading. Some of you, it might be, it might be a child, it might be your spouse, it might be parents or a parent or something of that sort. It might be addiction, but it could be different kinds of addiction or mental health issues or, illness which can't be resolved in some way. Four of Swords. Again, exhaustion, needing to take time out, maybe illness, sickness. But sickness can represent a lot of different things too, which can be mental health, addictions, an elderly parent who needs more care than can now be provided in the home, and so there's all this, conflict and arguing about that. It could be a child too, could be, your partner. It's in a general reading. It can't really be narrowed down to one specific thing because there's different things going on in everybody's life. So let's pull some advice and guidance. What is the best way for Aquarius to navigate through this situation, at least for the last half of July? What should they focus on? I mean, it looks like you're trying to find the ethical right path, the right thing to do, but which will also bring some kind of balancing and harmony back into this home or family environment. So how best to do that, or to start doing that? What should you focus on? Okay, the Lovers and the Two of Wands, which are both about making choices which are either about a primary relationship or which will affect a primary relationship, which would cover everything that's going on within the home environment. And then the Three of Pentacles. So this is compromise and negotiation. It's partnership. It's collaborating together. Everyone, let's say, even if you don't like everybody or even if it's hard, because the Three of Pentacles represents two people or a small group of people that, regardless of their differences and differences of opinions and what they think, there's one goal that they share in common. And here it would be resolving this conflict, or finding a way through this conflict to bring back some balancing and harmony and peace back into the home. So that's a common goal. So this is about everybody kind of coming together and, going, okay, this is how I feel and this is what I think should happen, and everybody else kind of doing that, and then agreeing on what the most important thing, what the priority is, and being willing to compromise and negotiate on the lesser things or the smaller things. So compromise and negotiation means that everybody does not get 100% of what they want, but they come to, through collaboration and haggling and working it out, they come to an agreement that leaves everybody walking away feeling more or less satisfied. So it's about, which means conversations have to take place. And if they can't take place within yourselves without this conflict kind of spiraling out of control, then it would also be perhaps getting a third party like counseling, or a pastor or a priest, or some trusted person that can kind of help mediate through this, which is the advice through this. It feels, Aquarius, like you're actually trying to be very practical and resourceful and clear-headed about this, but maybe the people around you are not. So it's about kind of bringing them together at the same table and kind of hashing it out. Nobody gets everything that they want, but everybody can kind of walk away feeling more or less satisfied with a path forward through this. And again, too, perhaps getting some outside help, like someone to mediate or counsel or something who's experienced in this as well. So Aquarius, that is your reading for the last half of July. I hope that you found it useful, that it gave some feedback or some insight or some ideas. Again, if you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading or information, you can click on the description link below, click on that little button, that little arrow that pulls down information. You'll see my email address. You can email me there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be very happy to hear from you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the August 2020 general readings. Until then, I wish you much love and peace and joy and blessings, and I hope that you stay safe and well, and I hope to see you again here soon. Take care. Bye-bye.